Okay, question 8. The distance time graph shows the journey of a toy train. And we've got some descriptions of the first two parts of the journey. We need to circle the letter with the correct description. Okay, so first of all, this is the distance time graph. So that means that the gradient here is going to represent the distance divided by time, or the speed. And because it's a straight line, that is going to be a constant speed. At this part here, it's not moving and it's not changing its distance for 2 seconds, so therefore it must be stationary or standing still. And at this point here, again, we've got a straight line, so that represents a constant speed. So of these descriptions, it looks like it's going to be B, which is moves at a constant speed and then stationary. So that's the first two parts of the journey, moves at its constant speed and then is stationary. So that's going to be B. Okay, and then part B of this question says work out the average speed for the last 4 seconds of the journey. So that's between 8 and 12 seconds. We want to know the average speed. Well, the average speed is going to be given by the gradient of this line here. It's the change in x, the change in y divided by the change in x, or the change in distance divided by the change in time. So the distance that's changed here is it's gone from 4 meters to 10 meters. So that's going to be 6 divided by, I should say speed is equal to 6 divided by, and the change in time is 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. So it's going to be 6 divided by 4, which is going to be 1.5 meters per second. So that's going to be the speed, which is the gradient of that line. Okay, question number 9. Here is a frequency table for the times taken to solve a puzzle. And we're going to circle the class interval that contains the median. Okay, so there are 100 puzzles that have been solved, and the first 38 of these took between 0 and 1 minute. And then over here we've got the next 16 that took between 1 and 2 minutes. So that means that there must have been 38 add 16, so 54. So if we write down a cumulative frequency, that would be 38 that took between 0 and 1, 54 took between 0 and 2 minutes, and then 71 took between 0 and 3 minutes, 86 between 0 and 4 minutes, and 100, all of them took between 0 and 5 minutes. Okay, so our median is going to be in between our 50th and 51st time. So we can see that our 50th and our 51st time are going to fall within this group over here. So it's going to be t greater than 1 but less than or equal to 2. So that's going to contain our median. Okay, question number 10. Here is a rectangle and a T-shape made from 2 rectangles. Okay, we need to show that the rectangle and the T-shape have the same area. So we're showing that this and this have the same area. Okay, so let's write down an expression for the rectangle first of all. So rectangle, okay, so an expression for the area of the rectangle, or we'll write it as an equation. The area is going to be equal to 7 times x plus 1. That's going to give us the area. So 7 times x plus 1. So my area is going to be equal to 7x plus 7. Okay, for the T-shape, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into 2 separate rectangles. So I'm going to draw a line over here, and we've got this rectangle here. So my area for this one is going to be equal to 3 times x take away 1 plus 2 times 2x plus 5. Okay, and that's going to be equal to, and if I expand this I get 3x take away 3 plus, and if I expand this I get 4x plus 10. Okay, and if I simplify this, it's going to be 3x plus 4x, which is 7x, negative 3 plus 10 is plus 7. So I've got 7x plus 7. So for the rectangle I got 7x plus 7, and for the T-shape I also got 7x plus 7. Okay, so we can say therefore area is the same for both shapes. Okay. Question number 11. The area of shape A is 36 centimeters squared and shape B is similar to shape A with sides 4 times bigger. We need to circle the calculation to work out the area of shape B. So let's just make up a shape A here. So let's just say that shape A is draw it like this. Okay, then let's say that that's 3 centimeters. Oops. And that's 12 centimeters, and that does give us an area of 3 times 12, which is equal to 36 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's our shape A. Okay, now shape B. Let's draw shape B, and it's going to have length 4 times bigger. So instead of the height here being 3 centimeters, it's going to have a height that's going to be 4 times as big. So let's say it's 12 centimeters, and this isn't to scale. And then this length is also going to be 4 times as bigger. Okay, so whereas this was 3 centimeters before, this is now going to be 4 times as big, so let's just call it 3 times 4. And over here, where it was 12, it's now going to be 4 times as big, so let's call it 12 times 4. So in the same way we worked out the area to be 3 times 12 over here, we're now going to work out the area to be 3 times 4 times 12 times 4. Okay, so that's going to be, well, let's do 3 times 12 times 4 times 4, which means the same thing. So 3 times 12 times 4 times 4. And the 3 times 12 bit we know is 36. And we need to times by 4 twice, so that's the same as times in by 4 squared. So although the lengths are 4 times as big, because the area is going to be in 2 dimensions here, we need to times by 4 and times by 4 again to get a new area, and that's why our answer here is going to be 36 times by 4 squared. Okay. Question number 12. I am thinking of 2 numbers. If I multiply the first number by 4 and add the second number, the answer is 32. If I multiply the first number by 2 and add the second number, the answer is 23. We need to work out the 2 numbers. So if you're thinking of 2 numbers and we don't know what they are, let's just call them anything. Let's call them A and B. Those are the 2 numbers. We'll call the first number A. So if I multiply the first number by 4, so that's going to be 4A, and I add the second number, which we've called B, the answer is 32. So that's going to be equal to 32. If I multiply the first number by 2, well, that's A, so that's going to be 2A, and add the second number, which we've called B, and we're going to add that on, the answer I get is 23. So I'm going to put 23 there. And we need to work out the 2 numbers. So what I've set up here are a pair of simultaneous equations. Okay, so if 4A plus B is equal to 32 and 2A plus B is equal to 23, if I do the first equation and subtract the second equation, I've got 4A take away 2A, which gives me 2A. B take away B cancel each other out, and that's going to be equal to 32 take away 23, which is in fact 9. So if 2A is equal to 9, then A must be equal to 4.5. Okay, so I know my first number is going to be 4.5. Now I can use either this equation or this equation to work out what b is. So if a is 4.5, 2a is going to be 9, so I'm using this equation here. 2a is going to be 9 plus b, which we don't yet know, is equal to 23, which means b is going to be 23 take away 9, which is going to be 14. My second number is 14. Now I'm just going to check to see whether this is right. I've got 4.5 for A and 14 for B, and I'm going to use this top equation to check that it's right. 4 times 4.5, double it again, so that's 9, 18, plus B, which is 14. 18 plus 14 does in fact give me 32, so I know that this works in both of those equations.